since I have started rehab time, and I understand it. Everybody deals with it. It's like, Trent, how do you deal with opinions? How do you deal with haters? How do you deal with, failure? All these things. Let me tell you this. And this is a quote that is not mine, but it's a quote that is true. The only way to avoid criticism, right? The only way to avoid hate, the only way to avoid negativity, the only way to avoid people laughing at you, people talking about you, people criticizing you, the only way to avoid that is to say nothing, be nothing, or do nothing. I'll tell you right now, greatness is misunderstood. There's not a person that you can think about right now. And listen, if you don't want to, I'm not telling you have to do these things. If you want to stay silent for the rest of your life, to each his own, nothing wrong with that. But if you're a person watching this right now, which a lot of you are, and saying, hey, I want to do great things. I want to, build my brand. I want to, be a speaker. I want to be an author, anything. I want to be a football player. If you're a young kid watching this, whatever it is, you're going to be criticized. Even as a parent, you're going to be criticized. People are going to be like, oh, you're not parenting right. Or you have a dog and you shouldn't feed your dog that. It doesn't matter what you do. People are going to have something to say. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit and how we get past that. But if you want to avoid criticism, hate, say nothing, do nothing, or be nothing. Okay. So if you're gonna seek greatness, if you're gonna go out and try to be the best you can be, think about Jeff Bezos, right? That is the Amazon king, right? Amazon is taking over the world. My porch is filled with Amazon boxes every single day. I need to check Maria's Amazon account because I'm like, every single day I'm bringing in boxes, right? I might as well work for Amazon. I probably got some muscles because I'm putting all these boxes in the house. But I'm sure as successful as company is, he has people that criticize it. LeBron James, one of the greatest basketball players ever. That guy has so much hate. What's the difference? The difference is that whether he allows that hate to fuel him or whether he ignores the hate, the thing is that he doesn't allow that hate to stop him. And it's the same with anybody that you see doing great things. And I get it. It's hard sometimes. It's tough to hear it. But the more you become secure with yourself and your mission, and the more you realize this, because I don't want to forget this as I get into this content, the more you realize this is what changed it all for me. Once I realized that hate could not stop me. It doesn't matter if people say, Trent, I hate your hair. I hate the way you talk. I hate the way you speak. I hate the way you look. I hate the way you wear snapback hats. I hate the way you make videos. I hate everything about you. It doesn't matter, because as long as I keep creating content and giving the content to my supporters, guess what? I'm still going to grow. I'm still going to progress. Realize no hater can stop you without your permission. And some of us, what we do is that we're so insecure with ourselves. And I know that might step on your toes a bit. That was me. We're so insecure that that's our excuse. Oh, people don't like me, or people talking about me, so I'm just not going to go for it no more. Then your reason isn't strong enough. If you allow hate to stop what you're doing, then you need to check in with yourself with your reason. Is your reason strong enough? Is your why strong enough? Because you guys know my why. You guys know my reason. And so I'm going to always progress. Okay, so let me help you understand, because I think understanding is key. And feel free to ask any questions anytime you want. Understanding is key. When you start to understand why people do certain things, then you stop taking it personal. Because more than likely, unless you did something really bad to a person, like really, really bad, then it's things that's going on within them. So number one, the reason why people hate you or hate on you is simply this: they are not happy. Let me ask you this question. If they hate their own life, right? And think about this, and maybe you're this person right now. I've been this person. When I got cut from the NFL, I was bitter. I was miserable. I was hating on everybody. I don't care who you were. I wasn't like a vocal hater, but I was a silent hater. Like, you brought up Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, I'll say they suck. They're not good, because I was not happy in my own life. So ask yourself this question. If they hate their own life, how could they be happy for yours? Because you cannot give what you don't have for yourself, period. I have never in my life, ever, in the history of my 35 years, I have never met a person that is happy and fulfilled, that spends their time trying to tear down someone else. I have never met a happy hater. I've never met a happy hater. I don't know. Have you met somebody that's happy and hating on people? No, it's because they're miserable. It's because something didn't go right. Usually when people hate on your relationship, it's because either they don't have one or their relationship might be suffering. The reason why people might hate that you got a new job or you got a promotion, maybe because they didn't have it. And so when you start to realize that it has nothing to do with you, it's nothing that you did. All you did was do the things that you were supposed to do. When I got my scholarship in football, I had a group of friends, and listen, I had a lot of great friends too. I don't always want to make it seem like everybody around me was haters. I had a lot of great friends and supporters, and appreciate those people that do support you, because oftentimes we ignore those people. We take those people for granted. But I had a lot of friends around me, maybe 5 or 6, that when I grew up with them, we played high school football together. Maybe they're part of Inner Circle. So if you are, sorry. We played high school football together, and then they didn't go to college, but I did. And I started to see a shift in them. Once I started to get the things that we all were working for, right? It wasn't like we all made a pact, like we're going to go hard during high school. We're going to go hard for these next 4 years so we can get the scholarship. We all made this pact. And I ended up being blessed enough to be able to get it. And instead of them like rooting me on, instead of them be like, man, we proud of you, bro, they started to change on me. What did I do to them? Nothing. It's just because I got something that they didn't get in their own life. And so when you start to look at it from that way, you start to have something called sympathy. You start to feel sorry for those people because they're like, dang, they're not happy. So think about that right now. Think about the people, whether it's people online, whether it's people in your own family that are giving you negative feedback, that are giving you hate. And I want to be clear about this too. As a side note, everybody isn't hating on you. Okay. And this is like a security thing, because oftentimes when someone tells us something different, or someone holds us accountable, or someone checks us, we think they're hating on us. Some people aren't hating on you, they're telling you the truth. And so you have to like be real with yourself in that moment. Are they just hating, or are they really telling you the truth about something?
So when it comes to haters, do you think that someone should completely ignore them, or do you think that they should find a way to use it to fuel them or motivate them even more?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. So I don't know if it's possible to completely ignore them, right? I just don't think that's logical. Like if somebody comments on my post right now, I'm gonna see it. Right. Like it's not like I'm gonna be blind. Like I'm triggered to be like, okay, I can see all the good ones, but I don't see the bad one. And I'm a human being, so depending on what they're saying, it might make me feel a certain way. But I think you have to go through a filter process, right? And some of the things that I ask myself, the first thing I ask myself is what they're saying true? Right. True. And if maybe sometimes it is. So I'm like, okay, well, cool. There's some things I need to work on. So, but if I answer that question, I say, no, it's not true. Then I ask myself, does this person know me? Do they know my life? Because some of the things that I get that I consider would be hate. A lot of hate is out of ignorance, right? It's out of not knowing a person. It's blind hate, as I like to say. So some of the things that I get is like, oh, Trent, you don't care about people because you didn't respond back to my message. Or you're not real because you didn't do this for me. And even you think about that with hate, a lot of it comes from a selfish place. It's like, oh, you didn't give this to me, so I hate you now. And oftentimes it might be people who supported you, especially on social media. I have people switch like that just because I didn't give them what they wanted. So I say that to say I put it through a filter process. And I think people watching this right now, and you too can have that set up. So with your questions, like, okay, is it true? Does this person know my life? And where am I going to put this at? Right. So like you said, you can use it as fuel. But this is the thing, though, with that. And the question I want to ask everybody watching this right now, because that's a great question. A lot of people say, I do it for my haters. I understand that logic, right? But why? Why would you do it for someone who could care less about you? You know, and at the end of the day, when you make it happen, it's like, then what? Okay, I did it for my haters. I proved everybody wrong. What do I do now? Right? You achieve that. So I always say, flip the switch. Instead of saying doing it for your haters, no, do it for your supporters. Do it for the people that you love. Do it for yourself, because you know what happens in the process of that? You prove them wrong anyway. So, but your focus is different. So I feel like you shouldn't have your focused on negative energy. You should have your energy focused on positive energy, right? And by default, you prove them wrong anyway. You're just not giving them your attention. And so I would say, use it as positive fuel. So I would say it's negative fuel and positive fuel. Negative fuel would be like doing it for them. Positive fuel would be like, okay, maybe I'm going to make me go harder for the people who really need me. And I often do that. So that's a great question.
Yeah. So I was also going to ask you, like, initially when you find out that you have haters, you're going to be upset.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to be like, why? Like, why? Clearly you're doing something right.
Right.
You're going to be like, why are they hating on me? Why do I have to deal with this? How do you maintain the composure in the beginning when you're frustrated?
Yeah. So that's a really great question. You have to understand, I would say, and that's a great question, guys. So when I first started, and I want to be clear, you're watching this right now, and it's easier said than done, right? This is a process. This has taken me, almost a decade to get to this place of confidence where people don't bother me. But it was me understanding, like, even allowing them to frustrate me was taken away from my mission. They were winning. Even if I didn't respond to them, they were still winning because they would put me in a bad place. And so for me, it was a lot of times checking my insecurities. So it's like, I need to be more secure in what I'm doing. And the more I put in the work on my craft, the more I put in the work on moving forward with my life, and the more I put the work on rehab time, it bothered me less. And so holding your composure is, I think, building your confidence in what you're doing. Because if you're not confident in what you're doing, every single time a negative opinion or a hater pops up or criticism comes in, it's going to take away from your confidence. So part of building composure, and you can go back to the confidence training that we did at the beginning of the year. If you're new, then hopefully we can send it to you. But it's about building your confidence up. And over time, guys, like your muscle of resistance to hate will be built. It's not going to happen tomorrow where you listen to this and be like, okay, cool. No haters are affecting me. I'm good now. So it takes a little while. So that's a great question.
I love that man. He is my future hubs. I'm going to steal him away from his wife. And that's it. So welcome, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Laura, aka Perplex QT. So every day, what I decided on both channels, every day I am going to play a video of Trent and let it kind of like my way to express all the bullshit and really what I'm feeling at that moment. And nobody can express it as well as he does. So I heard that I was attacked before. I was attacked all day yesterday, which I didn't even know because I don't watch it. But this is what I was told. So that's kind of my message. I had not heard that before, but that was the first time I heard. I was looking for a different hate video and I saw that. I said, oh, let's hear it. I saw it was 12 minutes long. I was like, I'll just wait until my live starts. Hey, sweet Carolyn. I said, I'll just wait till my live starts. So that's why I started early. And I absolutely, hey, Kat, I love that message, honestly, because I can so relate to that. And, the things he was saying, I do already, like I always do that stuff. So, and I have confidence in my product. I have confidence in what I do, and I don't let haters get to me, and they can't stand it. So just, hearing him just kind of reiterates and, gets me pumped up. He really does. I mean, and he's so great to look at. Like, I wouldn't listen to him mowing the lawn because I wouldn't be able to look at him. I actually like looking at him. So that's where we're at there. So yeah, every day you're going to hear me play one of his videos. I'm not going to do like a 40-minute video, just a small video. You're welcome, Finest Jewels. And all right, so much to say. First, I want to straighten some stuff out. Molly wants to come on. All she has to do is let me know. Because, I did the live. She was like, I'll go on tonight, set it up. And then she went live. I'm like, what the hell? Hey, Coffee. Yes, I am early. I decided to go on early. All right. How old is he, Grandma? Who? Trent? My husband? He's 35. Yeah, that video was 3 weeks ago. He said he was 35. So, all right. Hey, Arizona honey. All right. Where do I begin? First thing I want to say is my joke, the whole joke was, welcome, Lindsay. The whole joke about Molly being arrested and all that was just a joke. So that's why I have it like that. But I do want to address a couple of things that needs to be addressed. And nobody asked me about the drama that went on today because I'm not getting involved in that. And you guys know exactly what I mean. So if anybody talks about it, not my monkey, not my circus, not happening. Keep my opinions to myself. So someone left me a message about Doug and seeing, watch Doug's latest video. So then I heard, and I did, and I couldn't find what they were looking for. I was bored to death. It was like an hour-long video, not his live, the one before that. And I didn't even know what I was looking for. So I was like, all right, this is just not for me. So I didn't know what I was supposed to look for. Then I noticed Doug was live. So I was watching, and I was watching, and I was waiting for something. And then it seems that some girl, Jen, told him that she saw somebody in a crawl space, allegedly. Hey, whistle down. But she didn't want to be on camera, and she was mad she was on camera, blah, blah, blah. I don't particularly believe her. Doug, you don't know who Doug is? Everyone knows who Doug is. Doug is a local who lives in Northport, who started following the case, and actually, and this brings me to my next thing, he single-handedly, now I want to stress this, he single-handedly found the shack that the escaped convict was living in, and he is the one that caught the guy. There have been other people that have stolen his video, reported it, and try to take credit for it. But let me tell you, I promise you, Doug is the one that found him. Doug is the infrared cam guy. Doug is the one that found that person. So I definitely wanted to clear that up. His infrared stuff was extremely interesting. Yeah, Dougie Fresh. His infrared stuff was extremely interesting. Tonight I was bored to tears. No, what happened was, Anastasia, where have you been? So what happened was, Doug, I don't know where it came from, but Doug was going to the Carlton Reserve at night, and he obviously lives there, so he knows it. He actually started using night vision, or I forgot what it's called, whatever he was using, doing this night vision, and he found this shack. And not only did he find the shack, but he saw a guy moving in it. So he reported this to the FBI. The FBI completely ignored him. Then he called them again. He said, look, there's evidence. This is happening. Blah, 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 blah. The FBI ignored him again, because they know everything. And he got closer, and he actually, Doug does have a channel. So Doug went into the shack during the day. I showed it. It's on yesterday's live stream, but Doug went in there and showed like this disgusting shack that he found. And then he had the cam on this guy's face. The guy was like hiding, and he didn't realize until he was editing later that it was on this guy's face. So, yeah, let me pull up it's Doug from Northport. Let me pull it up. Hold on. It was kind of scary. So that's his channel. Here, I'm going to show this one again. This is what I had yesterday. I'm just going to kind of skim through it though. Hold on. All right. I'm just going to show one piece of this. Whoop. Why he went there during the day, I do not know. I absolutely do not know. Hold on. He should get a reward. I agree with you. Now, he found this all by himself. It's just him. Like, it's just him. And how the FBI didn't find this, nobody knows. But he's there by himself looking through this. No, Van, it was him. Wolfishness took his video. That's who found him. He was watching Doug's video. Doug has been covering this from jump. Yeah, just meth. He was a drug addict. No, it wasn't Brian. It was this other guy.
Okay, there's a lot of new stuff that wasn't here.
Okay, so I am not crazy. Yeah, it was drug charges. I am not crazy. I want you guys to look at that again. And for those of you that watched it last night, tell me what's missing. All right, look closely. There's something missing that we see later. Watch.
Wasn't here. Nothing looks fresh. Oh, shit. Hello?
As I said last night, you wouldn't catch me fucking dead in here. Daytime, nighttime, doesn't matter. You would not catch me dead in here. I am a chicken shit. He could have gotten killed.
Hey, what? Hey, you okay up there?
Thanks, Whistle Down.
Give me your flashlight.
Exactly, Elle. Dan, I didn't say he stole a video. That mask was not there before. That's what I was looking at. Remember when I said about the mask? That wasn't there before. That had to have been just placed there. And I'll show you guys. I can back up. That mask was not there when he first pulled in, when he first came up. Oh, it was, Mama? Thank you, Lindsay. I will answer that as soon as this piece is over. I don't know what it is.
This towel doesn't look good. Oh my God, I hope that's not blood. I couldn't see what was up above, so I'll have to go back and watch the video. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it. Oh.
We sent Molly in first.
It's obviously there's been homeless people in there before, but it didn't look like that before. There wasn't that much stuff in there. Oh. '75 is right past this. This is the edge of 75 where I saw someone walking about 3 weeks ago with a hat and backpack. That's why I'm out here. But to tell you, yeah, this will be the ending of the night in the video.
Molly, I dropped a link. So why Doug did this, I don't know. He's insane. I forgot what video it's on, JR, but it is on there. Absolutely insane. I don't know. I think he should have been more careful, and he didn't know what was going to pop out. I give him a lot of credit. So what I was saying is that when I saw what happened tonight, I just didn't understand it. There's a guy on the ground by the step with no shirt on. You couldn't pay me to do that either. Hell to the no on that. Hell no. I don't know. I'm a chicken shit like that, though. I really am. All right. You're saying by the towel? Oh, hold on. That's still scary, Van. Hey, Ed. I mean, he could have gotten killed. Oh, I'm a chicken shit, White Lotus. You wouldn't catch me in the woods. Not without somebody protecting me. Hold on. Betty Spaghetti, I know a channel named Crawl Space, and they always seem to have integrity and are pretty non-biased in much of their coverage. Has nothing to do with them. This has to do with Doug's latest video that somebody saw someone in a crawl space. So has nothing to do with another channel. Carry on. What's up, Molly?
Laura?
Yeah, there you are.
I will just do the fucking camera. I don't care.
What's up with your Wi-Fi?
Oh my god. Dude.
Now we lost her. No, it had to do with Doug's video. I didn't even know there was a channel named Crawl Space. Go to Doug's community post. All right, let me go to Doug's community post. We lost Molly. Oh, that's where it was. Thank you, Desiree. You're right. That's where the face was. Okay. JR. People are going to see whatever they want to see, but they say that that's the eyes. They say that the light is the eyes. I see a demon face with blood all over it, but everybody like sees different things. But they're the eyes, mouth. And by the way, a lot of people wondering about his hair. The fugitive had shaved his head. His last mugshot, he's got a shaved head. Go to a Doug. I will, Beth. But I wanted to show that. What's up, Molly Moo?
Moo?
Well, Molly Moo. I call everyone Molly Moo.
Pretty exciting day on YouTube today. What the frig?
So what happened?
Well, it depends. Are you gonna take a clip channel, the news media, or the truth?
No, I'm gonna take it from you when you text me. You said the cops have my license.
Yeah, license. I went up to the Laundrie's house and I put laminated photos of Gabby all over their flowers, their front door, the windows of their truck, and the convertible. And the guy across the street, not Roberta, the cop told me, was not Roberta. It was the guy that, remember we were in a three-way chat with Brian St. John?
Yeah.
And Brian St. John gave me all of his. That guy tried to run and me and another female over. He lives across the street, next to the Fox News house.
Well, hold on one second. Guys, where do you see a body?
Oh, God.
Hold on.
Dude, I was out in the fucking wilderness. I can't even go live on my own fucking channel.
No, but they're saying there's a body without a shirt on by the towel. Where? Where? I don't see a body with no shirt on. No, they said it was right by the towel. Where do you see a body with no shirt on?
There's no body.
No, not a dead body. Somebody. A person. After that scene, okay, where? Not a dead body, a person. Where? Him? That's Doug's friend. This guy? What? Hold on. Yeah, I don't think that's a person. So let the dog in.
I just told you to let the dog in.
Oh my God. I have 3 kids and nobody else can let the damn dog in. All right. I don't know. She's having issues with her internet. It's a guy in black shorts crawling away.
Hey, what? Hey, you okay up there? Hello? Hey, what? Hey, you okay up there? Give me your flashlight. This towel doesn't look old.
Okay, you don't think that's somebody with him? This guy right here? You don't think it's someone with him? Because, I don't know, he'd be so obvious to spot. I know this guy. Where is he crawling out of? This person. That's a female. There's a boob. This is a female. I'm just telling you, this is a female. Here's a ruffle shirt.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a female.
That's not blood.
Yeah, that's a girl.
I couldn't see what was up above, so I'll have to go back and watch the video. I'll get it. Okay. It's obviously there's been homeless people in there before.
Yeah, that was a girl. I don't know who it was, but it was definitely a girl. His wife. Yeah, that was his wife. Man boobs and skinny now. That was definitely a female. I don't know where we lost Molly again. But yeah, that was definitely a female. So, all right. Why she was there, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in the shack. The interesting thing is some of the wood doesn't look that old. But I don't understand why nobody else has found this. Is that my house? Yes, it is. You want to come live there? It's got electric. I don't know what they were. If it was, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Doesn't a park service? That's what I'm saying. We got the big FBI. How come they don't know about it, or they couldn't find it? This guy's been on the run for a while. It doesn't make sense. So I want to show you guys something from tonight, though. And you guys tell me if it means anything. And then I'm going to play something from John Walsh because I'm so disgusted by him. Hey, Tinker. That helps. I only saw it once in real time. Oh, really? All right. So this happened. Oh, he took it down? Dog, you're killing me. Can't watch it. Doug took it down. So I'm going to skip right over to John Walsh. You need to tell Molly White Boy Lockdown's wife has a video up of her giving her phone number to a cop today. Usually has two girls. He calls them the Giggle Girls. His wife and another. Yeah, that was definitely a female. But his live isn't up right now, so that's not going to work. But you guys got to see this from John Walsh. It was so disappointing. I'm so disgusted by it that I'm like, wow. Oh, Lindsay. Oh, my God, I forgot. Totally forgot. Hold on. Let me find it. Oh, Lindsay, it's gone. Can you ask the question again? I am so sorry. You don't have to pay again, but can you ask again? I totally lost it. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I gotta wait for Lindsay. He did go to the dark side. I'm so disgusted at what I heard. I'm like, really, dude? As much as I know how guilty the parents are, come on. You don't put them out like that. You don't put them in danger. They didn't kill her. Veruca, there's tons of chaos all over the place. Crazy. Playing devil's advocate, what does this finding mean to those who have been adamantly saying the FBI knows? It means, in my opinion, It means that the FBI sucks. The FBI is completely, what's the word I'm looking for? Tunnel vision. They have tunnel vision. But I also think that all of their technology, all of their, what's the word I'm looking for? Everything they found, I really believe that it had to do with this, with the fugitive. It had nothing to do with Brian. There is absolutely zero proof that Brian was ever even in there. So what it means to the public, the FBI fucked up big time, plain and simple. They screwed up big time. So that kind of goes in the theory of what I'm talking about John Walsh about, why I'm bringing up John Walsh. It goes in with the FBI theory that they fucked up big time. But I feel like John Walsh likes to hear himself talk instead of actually giving facts. I don't hear this man talking facts. I hear him just tooting his own horn. Brian is at someone's house. I think Brian's long gone. And I think Brian is long gone from like the 8th or the 9th. I don't think he's long gone from the, 15th or whatever. I think he left on the 9th. Plain and simple. She was a bit luring. I don't believe her. All right. Now, this is on Fox, so I am going to stop it like it's only a 4-minute video, but I am going to stop it every 30 seconds for fair use rights because it is Fox. Whoop. All right.
Of interest and has been missing for almost a month. Here now, John Walsh, host of...
I don't believe that, Janina. I don't. I think he likes to hear himself talk.
In Pursuit with John Walsh on Investigation Discovery. His special Gabby Petito ID'd special report airs tonight. I heard you on the call, Yukon County Coroner's Office, asking why in the world that Brian Laundrie has not even been accused of being a murderer. Is it your sense, John, that they don't have the evidence here?
Okay, I'm going to answer this. I actually was talking to somebody and got this answer from an attorney. The reason why they have not charged him, forget everything you've heard. The reason why they have not fully charged him has nothing to do with evidence. It has to do with a trial. They do not want to charge him until he's found. If for some reason they charge him and he they make one mistake, that one mistake can cost them the entire trial, especially because they don't have him yet. They have to have him first before they want to have him first before they will allow him to put it out there, because they're afraid. They've already fucked up once. They're afraid they're going to screw up twice. It has to do with a trial. So that's why they haven't put it out yet. It has nothing to do with evidence. It's simply that is the answer.
What do they need?
Well, I think they're doing it for two reasons, and I really don't understand.
And John's wrong with both of them.
I'm, I've been FBI Man of the Year twice, and
Here we go. What a wonderful person he is. Let's toot our own horn, John. Everybody knows who you are.
Caught 17 guys off the 10, and we work together. But why they haven't released that nationwide warrant for homicide and let everybody in, the marshals and everybody else? We need to catch this creep. He's a coward. He's a horrible weasel. And
okay, right then and there, we all know that Brian Laundrie most likely killed Gabby Petito. There's not even another person of interest. So we all know this, okay? We all get it. However, to do what he's doing on somebody when our justice system is based on innocent until proven guilty, John, you are a respected public figure. Under no circumstances should you be doing this before somebody is even charged with a crime. Absolutely vile, disgusting, and wrong in every sense of the word. I just had to say that.
If he gets cornered and his horrible parents, the despicable, dirty Laundrie.
Okay, his parents haven't been charged with anything either. We don't know what the parents know. How dare you bash his parents like they're guilty of committing murder? They haven't done anything. We don't know. We all have our opinions. We all think that we know. You know, like I said last night, we all kind of believe that he's guilty and the parents are guilty, but we still don't know.
His mom and dad that are financing his run.
And we absolutely don't know who's financing it. I just, from a legal perspective, this is so wrong on so many levels.
If they gave him a gun, if he gets cornered, he might take somebody out.
But Molly's not a public figure. John Walsh is a public figure.
But it's a matter of time for this guy. And
I agree with that.
I think the coroner, Dr. Blue, he did the right thing. He called in. He's not a medical examiner. He's a doctor. So he called in a forensic pathologist, entomologist, anthropologist, toxicology. And he did the right thing. I always say, keep the body as long as you need to, because you will be the most important witness in that trial. So,
Tommy, yes, I agree with you. We can speculate. We can, as YouTubers, I don't care how big or small as a YouTuber you are, as a YouTuber, or as a public figure, all of the news people are very careful about how they say things. The news people are very careful. Look, we're still innocent until proven guilty. He hasn't even been charged yet. This is not even like he's charged. Tommy, he's entitled to an opinion, but when you are a public figure like John Walsh, you have to watch what you say, because you're going against everything that our entire justice system stands for. You can't say things like this.
he did that, and I'm just waiting for the FBI to release that warrant. And because he said, there's no other suspect, Trace. There is no person of interest. That's old semantics. He's the suspect. Release that warrant and let everybody hunt this coward down.
And what's going to happen? Somebody's going to kill him. There's your answer. The way John sees it, people should hunt him down and kill him. No, we are innocent until proven guilty. End of story. He has not even been charged with a crime yet. Do I believe that Brian killed her? Absolutely. Like I said, I gave you the date and time and everything. I absolutely know he did it. But I'm not going to go there and say, well, he should be killed and he should be this and he should be that and blah, blah, blah. You have a responsibility to uphold our justice system, which says you are innocent until proven guilty. End of story.
Make a good point there. I mean, Brian Laundrie has been gone for more than a month. We have zero evidence. Nothing really has been spotted that's concrete. And I want you to listen to an FBI researcher who said this. Watch.
The fact that he has such a home field advantage with going there frequently and knowing exactly what the lands.
Okay, let me say this too. I am not with the FBI or a police force or anything else. So I'm not going to the only way to say this is point out blank. All right. So I'm just going to say it. I have not heard one retired FBI agent that the news media outlets have brought on that had a half a brain. I find my chat 10 times more intelligent than all of these FBI researchers that they brought on. I'm just saying. And I hate to, I'm not trying to insult anybody. I never got a job at the FBI, but to me, they're all dumbasses. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. I don't know if anyone else agrees with me, but I just feel like they're a bunch of dumbasses. Welcome, Vicky.
Landscape is like.
She's talking about him hiding in the local parks and nature preserves there, possibly. Do you think he has a home field advantage here? What's going on, John?
He's not a Navy SEAL. He's not a survivalist. You know, he brags. We got a tip from a friend of Abby's who said,
He doesn't even say her name. He says Abby. John, if you didn't like to hear yourself talk, you would take a minute and say her real name. Her name is Gabby, not Abby. And if you guys don't believe me, listen.
got a tip from a friend of Abby's who's
See, he says Abby. Who's insane? Abby's parents believe and said they want him to, exactly. He said Abby. No, you want to hear it again? Ow, you want to hear it again?
He's not a Navy SEAL. He's not a survivalist.
And I agree with him there, though. He's not a Navy SEAL.
You know, he brags. We got a tip from a friend of Abby's.
See? Abby. Really, John? And nobody corrected him.
Who said, you got to be aware that Brian brags about living on the Appalachian Trail for 3 months out of his backpack. But he's a mama's boy. He can't exist. He's getting help, Trace. He's getting help. He's getting help from the parents. And I'm praying someday that they will be arrested for.
He doesn't know that he's getting it from the parents. We don't know where he's getting help from. Ugh.
For aiding and abetting an escaped felon. Maybe the lawyer too, Bertolino, the wannabe Johnny Cochran that's representing him. But he's getting help, and that's why he's staying out there. And we've had over 1,000 tips to my hotline about equal between the Appalachian Trail and heading south through Mexico. Could be anywhere, though. The father, when he went on that little...
Because he's got 1,000 tips. Because he got 1,000 tips to his thing. Exactly. Who's Abby?
Camping spree, the three of them. And they told the neighbors that they were going to go away for a 3-day weekend. Brian was visible in the back seat. They saw him at the campground. And then all of a sudden, the father and Brian disappear. And
okay. Does anyone else know what he's talking about with that? Because I don't remember ever hearing that Brian and the father disappeared and the mom didn't and the mom went home. I don't remember hearing that, but I don't absolutely listen to everything. So can anyone confirm that that also was out, that was shown somewhere or that was said somewhere? Because I honestly don't remember hearing it. And I don't, like I said, I don't listen to everything. So I just want to make sure it's not something I missed or this is something he just made up. You never heard that either. Okay. Nobody can confirm it's John's opinion. Okay. That's what I wanted to know. Well, because he's not saying it like an opinion. He's saying that's what happened. Look.
The neighbors that they were going to go away for a 3-day weekend. Brian was visible in the back seat. They saw him at the campground. And then all of a sudden, the father and Brian disappear. And who comes home but the dirty laundries, mom and dad, without Brian? So that gave him a 3-day head start.
See, he's not saying that's an opinion. He's stating it as a fact. And that's why I'm like, I never heard that before. And I try to keep up on everything, but I thought maybe I missed something somewhere. Guys, if somebody is Facebooking me, let me know. That's how he talks. His opinion is fact to him. Yeah, but you can't put stuff like that out there. He is being irresponsible. You just can't. You can say my opinion is blah, blah, blah. But you can't just put stuff, not when you're John Walsh. If I said something like that, or, Molly said something like that, all right, we're just being dumb. But this is John Walsh. He's a very respectable, or allegedly respectable person in the community. You cannot, when I say community, I mean, TV and stuff. You can't put something out there as fact because people are going to run with it.
Then the DePitos filed the missing persons warrant. Missing persons issue. Then the lawyer calls a week later after that and says, we want to do the right thing. Brian's missing. He went to a nearby swamp and mom and dad found his car like that.
Okay, it wasn't a week later. It was 3 days later, 2 days later. He's not qualifying his statements. He's reporting as if he's really exactly. But I thought, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that originally the neighbor said that Brian came back with the parents. Hey, Johnny, that Brian came back with the family from camping and they saw mom bike riding with him and that he was bike riding. Am I missing the wrong neighbors or something? Because I remember that. I do. I remember hearing the neighbor say, he did say DePito's, that because he's so quick to hear his own voice. Is staring at his hair too. Yeah, his walls are green, his shirt's green, everything's green. It's not my color because the other guy looks good. He can be sued. I agree. The elderly couple said the parents came back alone. Didn't Dog say the 3 went, 2 came out on a camping trip? I don't remember. Laura, is John an investigator? No, he's not. He's just the host of a TV show. I heard all along 3 went in, but 2 came out. Okay. Which is very possible.
Big preserve. They find the car. They leave Brian a note. Mom says, "Oh, if you're hurting Brian. You might kill yourself. Come home." Then they bring.
Okay, I don't remember hearing that conversation either.
The Mustang home without Brian on Thursday, and they wait till Friday. The lawyer Berlino calls up and says, he says, "We're afraid for Brian. He's dead in that swamp." Trace, it was a red herring. They bought him 4 more days. He had an 8-day head start on everybody.
16 seconds left in the show.
See, John just wants to hear himself talk. They interviewed parents last night on 60 Minutes. First time, I believe, might tell you more. Oof. I know they were on Australia's 60 Minutes. If that's what you're talking about, there was no real new information on it. So retirement is for a reason. All these guys that came in late on the case, the retired cops on YouTube, are telling lies, covering for brothers, or tunnel vision, giving misinformation. I need a specific thing. Yeah, but Tommy, so did Natalie Holloway, and she's not bitter. So did John Ramsey. He's not bitter. Lots of people have lost kids that don't act like him. So, yeah, that's not an excuse. But 3 in means they didn't account for Cassie. Well, she took a separate car. So she would have been in a separate car. He would skip the whole trial and go straight to punish. Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. You can't do that. Our justice system is set up for a reason, and that reason matters. He is a little much. John W. tends to say things that weren't said or just aren't true. Bobby Penn, I totally agree with you. Cassie came after they were, Cassie didn't go with them. Cassie met them there, and then Cassie left before they did. But he's got this whole theory that, dad left and mom came home alone. Like, where are you even getting this from? And I'm sorry, but you just can't do that. Second part last night. Oh, I only watched 1 part. I didn't know there were 2 parts. I can't play that, though. Never acted this way on all the other cases he covered after someone missing, so no, not an excuse. That's a good point. Very good point. Poor Natalie Holloway, she doesn't even get a body. At least he got a head. She never got justice at all. And doesn't act like him. If the FBI had proved the Laundries aided in his escape, knowing he committed a crime, I have a feeling I'm going to like this comment. Knowing he committed a crime or were helping him evade arrest, they'd have arrested the parents already. 150%. They just don't have the proof. I don't know what happened to Molly. But also understand the cops here, cops on YouTube, they have no reason to cover for cops in Wyoming. They just don't. You know, if this was a New York case, I'd agree with you. But most of the cops here are from New York. They don't care about Wyoming cops. Maybe something about case. I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to stir up some business. Yeah, I don't know why he kept calling into the coroner. Like, really, John? He's just trying to stir up some stuff. Yes, Brian did have antisocial personality characteristics. That's what they said. But then again, honestly, most artists do. This not his? Sensationalism takes precedence over fact and law. Thank you. You know, he's feeding into all the BS that a lot of YouTubers play into. I won't do it. How do I know what, Sarah? Oh, I remember hearing it. I either read it somewhere or I heard it somewhere. But I do know that most artists are not, if you're a good artist, there's something wrong. I know that sounds weird, and I'm not saying it right, but artists as a whole are just different than your normal person. It's what makes them artists. And I don't just mean drawing artists. I mean musicians, anyone that's an artist. Beth Holloway, yes. I meant Beth Holloway. Now I said Natalie Holloway's mom. I heard the question that John asked my face. I demand a refill for bad Wi-Fi. Hey, Amanda, I hear you. Totally agree with you. John Walsh. BFF. Who's a BFF? Polly Palomino. It's just, it's crazy. I bet she's not clicking on the Wi-Fi. Someone said, I wonder if he hurt animals. No, I don't think so. But then again, nah, I don't know. But I agree with John in the sense that I don't think that he is. I totally agree, Blueberry. I think it's disgusting, and that's why I'm bringing attention to it. Brian was emotionally abusive and probably physically abusive too, that Gabby helped to hide. Be alive. Don't let it happen once. I agree with you. See, JR, then you know. Any artistic talent, you're not like the norm. It sounds crazy, but it's true. So am I also a producer and amateur filmmaker. So there you go. John has a bias. Yeah, big time bias. I just can't figure out why. Baba, I totally agree with that. That's another thing. Brian is not a serial killer. Brian, but they can't release it. Brian snapped on the woman he allegedly loved. And I say allegedly. It could have just been a normal teen, early 20s toxic relationship. It makes sense. Artists use a part of their brain for the art. Absolutely. And I hate to use the word normal, but yeah, artists of any kind, they're not. They think differently. Artistic brains think different than the quote unquote normal brain. We do. I can't tell you why. We just do. I don't think there were drugs or booze. He wouldn't even drink out of plastic bottles. You think he's going to drink beer? Nah. Have empathy for Walsh way back. Oh, absolutely. Brian might be serial. No, he was not a serial killer. You got to have motive. What's the motive for Brian being a serial killer? Come on. Nobody ever even saw him lay a hand on him. And now all of a sudden he's a serial killer? Come on, guys. Let's use some logic. And that I agree with, JR. And that I understand. But not everyone is his son's killer. No two murders are exactly alike. Just like no two rapists are exactly alike. No two drug addicts are exactly alike. Everybody's different. You know? His son's abductor was interviewed by Elliot within an hour of his abduction, and Elliot let him go. I can't believe he called her Abby. Exactly. And I do agree with, you know, every killer is going after his son's killer. I totally get that. But, yeah, but Nancy Grace gets names right. As much as I don't like her, she gets names right. He just wanted to hear himself talk. So he just went through it really quick. Seems to be inciting. He is inciting a lynch mob. The victimology is different. The newlyweds and Gabby, strangulation. But yeah, we don't even know if he had a gun. Kraken Case and Gray used it a lot. You know who did a really good one, Quinny? Iqmel. Iqmel interviewed the father of the girls. It was an excellent interview. It's how I found Iqmel. I mean, I don't watch him all the time, but I happened to see that interview. It was a fantastic interview. Let me pull you guys up on YouTube. I can only see like half your comments. All right. Comments. Yeah, Iqmel. Hurting animals symptom. No, it's a sign of psychopathy. Nancy is another who reacts to emotion and lets it guide her along with research, but mostly feeling. It's time for John Walsh pass the torch. Iqmel, he's like a ex-reporter or something. I don't know. Let me pull up his channel. Is this the one? I think this is it. It is. Oh, he did another video on her? All right. Well, here's his channel. There's Iqmel's channel. That's not how you say Iqmel. Oh, be careful when you judge others of the same problem you have. Iqmel, that's his name. Iqmel. That's not calling him Abby. Icked is Ict and then Mel, M-E-L. If I called him Bobby, then we'd have a problem. We got to see them basically. I know grammar police are here. They can suck my left. We got to see them basically meet them during a police pullover. Remember, so it makes us emotionally involved. I agree with that. Former name for psychopathy and so no, anti-personality disorder is totally different than psychopathy. Who's Iqmel? He is a creator. Big creator. He's been on like I think he was a reporter. I don't know, but he's actually pretty good. I like him. He's done a lot on this case. I think this kind of like restarted his career. But he has a really good interview on. Here, let me pull it up. It was from September 23rd. He interviews Kylan's dad. Shishi, I've never seen you in my life. But of course, the only thing you want to come in and say is how I say something. Please leave. I give you the boot. Don't worry about it. Have a good day. Her was Brian was into hallucinogenics back in the day. So was I. I never killed anyone. John Wall spent the last 40 years of his life helping other families who have lost children. He has seen the worst humans alive. It still doesn't give him the right to do what he does. I'm sorry, but it doesn't. Molly, you back? Where do you see Molly? Edward, where do you see Molly? So I'm going to walk from the hotel where Brian stayed that night. He has open phone lines all the time. Oh, so not here. I'm going to call her. Hold on. Hey, Dayton. Oh. Come here. Can you grab my phone on the counter? Yeah. So we have the Watts case. It was recorded as well. It's going to be a long stretch with this one. Being stuck in a van with someone 24/7. I agree with that. Camera's not on. I agree with that. All right, let me try. Yo, you're live.
How am I live?
Because I called you. I'm still live.
I have to change my phone number. Adrian's doing it now.
Oh, I heard.
Yeah. And you want to know what's happening? It's fucking, is everybody listening to me?
Yeah, right now. You want me to mute you?
No, you don't have to mute me, no.
Someone in my chat said what happened, that she didn't mute out the number.
No. So what's going on is every time that I go live, they keep trying to call me with a blocked number, and it knocks me off the internet, and I freeze. So I can't communicate with any of the subscribers or the wrenches, other creators, nothing. I can't do any of that. So also, I really can't. All the footage that was taken of me today, other creators have. They're getting all the views on that. I'm getting absolutely nothing. I spent all this money, and you're not going to friggin' believe what happened today. One of my Patreons sent a whole bunch of Pizza Hut to all of us.
Yeah.
And when it finally got there, guess who accepted it and ate it all?
But why didn't you say that's ours?
Oh, no. She said it was going to be there in 6 minutes, and it took like 2 hours. You were already at the park in the wilderness. The people with Ashley Banfield. Brian Enton I did not see there today. Ashley Banfield's people ate all of the pizzas, and I asked, I said, where did you guys get all those pizzas? And he goes, oh, from the Ashley Banfield. He goes, you're Marissa, right? And I said, yeah. He goes, yeah, they took them, and they were giving them away to all of us. And I said, oh, that's really, really nice. That's really, really nice.
Wow.
And then, remember when I told you last week that she wanted to send a camera crew to my house at 10 p.m.?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone was telling you. Remember, you were like, give her my name. Give her my name.
Hell yeah.
I was like, frig them. She is just bad news. She has been fired, and it's a fact, from every gig that she has ever gotten. The people that are working under her are really, really unprofessional. They are only on one side. They actually told me to lower my voice because they wanted to record something with somebody else, and I said, absolutely not.
Yeah, fuck that.
I turned around to Fox News, and I was talking to, the black guy that comes on all the time. He's super cool. I was like, do you need me to be quiet? And he goes, no. He goes, we're not like them. He goes, we have all our good equipment. So yeah, she is just turning everything. So they were basically saying that the scoop is putting out that I'm like getting arrested or something. This is what happened. Roberta did not call the police. The police got there and said that it was this guy. It was the same dude. I don't know anything about him. But there's a guy that next to the Fox house. And he hates all of this. He tried to hit us with his truck. That's the guy that Brian found out all the information in that three-way text. He tried to hit us with his truck, and there were witnesses. And the police came. He said, that's the address. He goes, it wasn't Roberta, because I thought it was Roberta. We really thought that Roberta called the cops. Now, the cops took my ID. They took my ID, and they said, because they came right up and they said, who walked up to the thing and put pictures of Gabby? And I said, that was me. And they were like, oh, okay. He goes, you just can't trespass. He goes, you can go on the lawn, but you can't go up to the cars at the door. And I said, okay. And Jonathan Lee Richards says, did she get a what do you call it, warning? And he goes, no, I'm not going to give her a warning or a ticket. He goes, I'm just going to tell her. He goes, we really don't want to come back here. He goes, but it's this guy over here that's making the complaints. He goes, Roberta stopped calling us. He goes, because every time Roberta makes a complaint, we have to say that it's their First Amendment right. Now, it gets even better. I talked right before I left tonight, and I was the last one to stay. I talked to the woman directly across. Holy shit, Laura. There was an older woman, and she hangs out with the Fox crew. Fox News is super cool. The house next door is CNN, and it's just empty chairs all day long. And then the house over is the FBI. Across from that is, Brian Ensign, and then her, the laundry house.
Yeah.
So woman directly across that owns it. And
yeah, I heard they're giving them $3,500 a week to rent it.
A week, yeah, it's not a month, it's a week.
Yeah, they can have my house $3,500 a week. Hell yeah.
She told me everything. She was so nice. I said, I wanted to come up here and let you know that I'm not trying to be a nuisance. I'm not trying to give anybody a heart attack or be annoying. I said, this is really, I go, this is really, this has gone on for way too long. And I figured that since it was successful when we got the sister to come out, that maybe we could do the same with this. And she said, at this point, I don't know what they're going to do. She told me that she just bought that house in June before they had left. She said that Roberta and Chris were really nice people.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, and then I said, I go, do you remember like where you were when you found out that this was the house and you were directly close? She goes, just utter shock and disbelief. I said, really? And she goes, both of us, just utter shock, disbelief. We could not believe it. We were speechless. She goes, I don't mind the protesters. She goes, but what I do mind is seeing people just drive by, take pictures, and she goes, they don't realize that a young girl died. She goes, it really is a show. She goes, and I have to live here. She goes, and we don't know how long this is going to last. She goes, there's really weird laws here. She goes, and she goes, and I get it. The cop told me, he told me aside, and he goes, I know what you're trying to do. He goes, I'm definitely not going to give you any warnings. He goes, we want this to end. He goes, just remember, he goes, don't get on the megaphone. And so I thought,
sure, you don't need a megaphone. We all realize that.
I go, that's Andrew. He goes, that's all I care about. He goes, the hollering. He goes, all these people are going through something. He goes,
absolutely.
People are really going through something right now. He goes, I understand that you're trying. He goes, but we just have these really weird laws right now, and we have to wait it out. And I was really honest with him. And I said, I just felt like I had to go. He was like, I remember you. I go, yeah, the other guy took my ID. He goes, yeah. He goes, it's fine. He goes, we were just wanting to see if you had any outstanding warrants. I was like, no, I'm good. And he was like, yeah. He goes, every time they call the cops, he goes, we're sick of taking the calls. He goes, and they're sick of calling because all we do is check it off, document, and say next. He goes, as long as things don't get rowdy and we have crowd control, he goes, you guys are allowed to be out here as much as you want. He goes, but he goes, and I know you told my partner that you're the one that put the pictures up in front of the house. And I said, yes. He goes, okay. He goes, that's fine. He goes, just don't do it again. He goes, Roberta did not call.
Okay.
And I said, okay. He goes, it was the guy over there. He goes, we get multiple calls from him all the time. He goes, Roberta stopped calling. I said, oh, all right. So no one was arrested. I think that the most craziest thing that happened today was the fact that they got me to go into that search area. I was like very scared. It's really big. There's snakes,
Mm-hmm.
and they were all wearing shorts. And I'm my hair's all frizzy. There's bugs everywhere.
Oh.
I didn't know what I was like. I said, listen, this is like how scary. I go, this is like Cabin Fever meets the Blair Witch meets blah, 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 Friday the 13th. I said, I can't. And we were trying to listen to these buzzards, like a bee sound, where insects. And we did find, because he showed us directly where that car was. And he goes, maybe he came in to off himself. And he thinks that he's looking for a dead body. Jonathan.
I think they would have found him already.
That's what I think. I think that as well. It is there's so much natural debris, and he said it's 25,000 acres.
Yeah.
Because at first I heard 25, and I went, and I forgot, and I was like, that's right, 25. But we looked at the water; it was extremely shallow. We saw footprints. I mean, they were all super into it, and I was just like completely fish out of water, out of my element. I needed to get out. I found my way out. Andrew walked me, and then I just kept running to the car. It's just a very uncomfortable feeling, and I really don't think that standing outside that house, like we did with the daughter, I think that the daughter really doesn't know.
I said that. I agree with that. I don't think she knew either.
Yeah, I'm starting to have a change of heart. When you see it up close, and there's a few creepy guys.
Yeah, what do you mean by creepy?
There's just guys that are recording you, and they keep their camera on you, and then they look around, and they just look weird, and they don't say anything, and it's just like a very creepy vibe that's very, very uncomfortable. The most normal people there are really like the reporters, like and the photographers. Those are the most normal people. I don't know, like I want to go back, but I don't want to go back for nothing. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And the woman across the street, she was so nice to me. She goes, I understand that you're trying. She goes, I understand. She goes, but at this point, she goes, I think we have to wait out this 180 days. She goes, and I go, I want you to know something. I go, even when this is, quote, like over, it's still never, ever going to be over. I said, people are going to be coming by this house for years. Laura, hundreds of people. And you want to know something? I did videotape quite a few videos and then just deleted them. Everything was people coming up, and I'd be talking, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, Molly Golightly," and I'd be like, "Are you serious? Wow!" Like, "Oh my God, I watched your channel." I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like, so I deleted quite a few of those, and then I was having bad reception. I was having bad everything, and now because my number's out, if I try to go live, people keep calling me.
Why did she put that out there though?
She said she was going to mute it, and she forgot. And she says she feels really, really bad. Like she's been apologizing. So Adrian's changing my number, and I feel bad. I have clients. I have all my doctor's appointments, and like I have the vet. I have everything. My hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I handle this because you want to know some more. It's totally unfair, and I'm going to be really honest with you. Fucking that Natasha Cooper chick can sit there and stream white boy stuff, and that's what she's doing. And he's getting really, really pissed off. And people are telling him, they're like, she's streaming you, collecting super chats, and they said, "Are you going to donate to Gabby's foundation?" She said, "No, it's my money." And the thing is she lives in Florida. And the thing is if you're not down here, then don't try and fucking tell me that you know something.
I agree.
Don't even tell me that you think you know what's going on, because my intuition is a whole bunch of this is really, really off. I don't like it. The whole dog the bounty hunter thing is weird.
He's back home.
Yeah, I know, because his foot hurts. I know, but it all happened in 48 hours. Him, the father going out there to help, and Cassie coming out, and what else? What else happens? He came out and he mowed his lawn for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, answered no questions. The day that we found out what happened to Gabby, she was strangled to death, he's outside mowing his lawn like nothing ever happened. They went outside, collected 13 empty baskets, but left mine. And I left another one. I did another one. This time I got another basket. I put blue stickers of blue butterflies all over it.
Yeah.
And I put ammonia, all new T-shirts. And what I did is I put the T-shirts on their lawn, and I started stepping on them to get them dirty. And I put some detergent, laundry detergent. And then I got a big sign. I was just holding up a big sign. And I just feel like I'm really seeing it for what it is.
No.
And you can tell by the journalists that are sitting there, they're probably playing Candy Crush. Unless somebody's having a complete total outburst or someone's delivering food, they don't want to move. You know, I had another Patreon deliver sandwiches. They put onions on it and almost had a fucking heart attack. There was mayonnaise. There was fucking mussels. Like, you trying to fucking kill me. I'm in a hotel, and it's really hard when you're out there in the sun. I'm really burnt. My feet are all jacked up, and I really can't believe that people are trying to knock me off the internet in the hotel by calling me, and I can't conversate with my subs, my subscribers, my wrenches, my Patreons that are texting me, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? What happened to the stream? What happened to the stream?"
I just thought you had bad service.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, no. Well, there was a little bit of bad service outside the house, but I really wasn't there to film me outside the house. I was like, "You want to know something? I came here to talk. That's what I'll do." I was the loudest today and the most vocal. I think the others were just very, very, very tired, and they've been coming out here every single day. And I'm so sick of this. And I just don't think I think that this is, at this point, it's out of my hands. I don't think there's anything that I can do or say or that's going to make what I want to happen. I only talked once to the press, only one time.
Yeah, but Brian N will be back tomorrow.
I don't see, but this is the thing. I don't want to be on the news. I didn't give them my name this time. I didn't. I don't want to be on the news. But this is the thing. When you're yelling, they come up from behind you. You don't see them. And this time I turned around and I went, oh, God, like that. And I didn't give them my name. And then all of a sudden, my mom, I saw you on Fox News. I'm like, so Adrian can't believe that my number's out all over the place. It's costing me money now. You know, now with all the money that I spent to come down here, I have to change my number. I have to upgrade my friggin' phone. Like this has been so far. I mean, I'm not very happy. I'm just not very happy.
I don't blame you.
My face is all red, and the back of my feet, there's blood on the back of my Achilles tendon.
Why?
From the sores. The scratches all over my ankles. I'm my scalp is burnt again. I'm definitely gonna go back. But there's a lot of creepy people around.
All right, when you say creepy, are they undercover agents? Are they like who? Are they news reporters? Or are they just strangers?
There's one guy. When we pulled up to that park, the Mochi Kiyoshi Kakauchukajiki Park, where there was a guy, and he caught my eye, and he was leaving. And I was like, wait a second, who is that? And all of a sudden, Andrew ran up to Jonathan and said, that's him. I guess he's the one that lives down there and claims that he knows like Brian's every move, but he took down the video. I don't know this guy.
Is it Doug?
Is it?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
I don't know who Doug is, but he bolted out of there. There's a place that we marked. It was me and Jonathan that marked because when we all stood, because I said, listen, I learned this in the Bahamas, not the Bahamas, in Bermuda. I said, if there is a dead body, you're going to hear the buzzing, you're going to hear this. I said, if we all stand in a circle, back to back, and we make that sound, I go, we'll be able to have a 360 view of where the birds are coming from, and that'll give you the direction. And they were like, yeah, and then also the buzzing of the insects. We heard it. And we all stopped. And then we walked a little bit more, and then we stopped again. We were like, oh, my God, where's it coming from? So we kept going further, and we were like, no, it's back there. So we marked that territory, and he goes, it's got to be back there. So where Brian Laundrie parked his car was very, very weird.
Well, they said he parked it on the grass.
Yeah, I saw it. I didn't see the car. I saw the grass, and he said, why would he come out? He told his parents he was going to meditate and camp. He goes, I think that he came out here to off himself. And we did see boot prints, but that could have been from anybody.
Yeah.
We could have been from anything. So I kind of had my eyes open. I was looking for snakes and shit, but things were like falling from the trees, and I was like, yeah. Hold me. And Andrew had shorts on. They all had shorts on. I was the only one that had pants on. So their legs were all getting scratched, and they started to like really get into like I guess you call it brush.
Yeah.
Actual debris. And I said, I can't. I'll have an anxiety attack. I will die right now. I will die. I promise I'll die. And they were like, are you all right? And I said, I'm going to go back to the car. And then I went back to the house instead. And that's when I realized I saw these Pizza Hut boxes. And I'm like, wait a second. One of my parents sent me a thing saying, I sent you all these Pizza Huts. And I said, oh. They said, oh, are you Marissa? And I said, yeah. He goes, oh, we got all this pizza for you. I go, oh, really? Who'd they give it to? He goes, oh, well, the Banfields people over there said that they would take it. Yeah, I did not see Brian Ensign at all today.
Yeah, he's in Miami. He goes home for the weekends.
Oh, good for him.
Well, he goes back to Miami for the weekend.
I'll tell you one thing. CNN, it's just empty chairs with, like, umbrellas. Fox News has been the coolest ones, totally. But the Brian Ensign, there's one guy that looks like a serious pedo. And I told him to get the fuck away from me. He came by with his little camera, and I said, you need to get away from me. and then this guy with even Australian accent came up, and he goes, oh, can you do us a favor? And I'm like, I go, you're with Banfield over there? And he goes, yes. He goes, we want to record something, but you're being a little too loud. I said, no, I fucking can't. Sorry.
Wow.
So sorry. And then, right after that, Fox News was filming. And I was in back of them. I said, hey, you guys want me to, and it was the black guy. You know, the black guy that comes on all the time? He took my number and everything. He goes, no. He goes, they're picking up my sound just fine. He goes, no, just stand there. He goes, stand there and keep talking. It's fine. I was like, really? He goes, our equipment's really, really good. Now, this is another thing that pissed them off. I kept saying over and over again, please, Roberta, come outside and talk to Fox News and tell them, Brian, if you're out there, if you're alive, please turn yourself into the authorities. Please, I said, please, come talk to Fox News. The cameras are right here. They're ready. I mean, I'm sure you heard it because everybody was recording.
Yeah.
I kept pushing Fox News, and they're liberal, so it's hilarious. I'm like, come on. Yeah, I was totally throwing the other ones under the bus. But it doesn't matter. But I was the loudest one there. I was the loudest one there. And I told her, I said, I'm coming back every single day, Roberta. I'm coming back every single day.
But what do you, let me ask you a question though. What do you think is going to come from it? Like, do you think they're going to all of a sudden come out of the house? Do you think you're going to see Brian? That's what inquiring minds want to know.
I think that I thought that the tactic with Cassie probably would have worked, and that maybe, and I'm being honest, that maybe the neighbors hearing me say, you know, your neighbor's only going to take this for so long until they come rolling up on you, Roberta, and like, you better end this. I'm like, because you're pulling the strings. But I don't believe that now. I don't believe that. I don't believe that anyone's capable of getting through to them because they are pleading the fifth.
And they have every right to.
They do, and that's what Adrian said. Adrian told me not to bother with the laundry house. He goes, you'll get nothing. He goes, talk to the neighbors, just like Vinnie Politan told me. He said, talk to the chatty neighbors, And then Vinnie Politan told me with Ashley Banfield, he goes, if you do it, he was like, do it. Just be professional, Marissa, please. And I'm like, I did it, and I won't. She, there's something wrong with her. There's something really seriously wrong with her. And she wanted to know something. They asked me why I came back. There was 3 cameras, and I said, I'll tell you why I came back. I said, this needs to end. I go, I want this to honestly end so that we can talk about Jelani Day, so we can talk about Xavier Howison, so we can talk about Isabella Kalua. I go, there's so many things that are going on and people are begging for our attention. I said, this is nuts. I said, what happened with Summer Wells? Come on. I said, we're going to stop the world for this loser. I go, 23 years old, and he's living at home with his mother. I go, let's go. You're a loser. It was funny because when I get hot and I'm sweating, I get really pissed off. And I was like, Roberta, I'm here to tell you about yourself. I was like, that's it. I walked right on up to her house. I was like, whoop. I put pictures of Gabby. I just don't understand. Like, how do you not even address Gabby's family? Like, I don't know what kind of evil.
Because they can't. They can address Gabby's family. Once you take the fifth, you take the fifth. You can't sway from that.
I want to know, I really want to know, how long do they expect to live like this? How long?
I don't know.
That's what
I guess until their son gets caught.
Do you think he's alive?
Yes.
I do too.
I do think he's alive.
I think he's comfortable.
I think he's alive. I think that they know where he is. And I think somehow they're communicating with him. And somebody brought up a really good point in my live last night. They may be using Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not traceable. They could be funding him through Bitcoin.
Really?
Yep. There are certain things about Bitcoin that's traceable. Some Bitcoin is not traceable at all. And I'm pretty sure.
Wait. I had a dream last night about someone being paid with Bitcoin. Where did I hear that? I must have heard it when I was falling asleep to your voice.
You may have. Yeah, it's very well, it could be Bitcoin. And they would not be able to trace it.
Some neighbors were coming out saying, especially the young people, are saying we wish more people would be doing this. They say...
They're all over TikTok.
Are they?
Yeah, Brian Laundrie is all over TikTok.
You know what people have said? Oh, Marcy, you're all over TikTok. I have not looked. I have not seen it. I don't care. I just would love it if you and your community had some ideas to kind of, I don't know, either if you guys come up with, because I can't talk to my own crowd, but if you guys can think of something that I can somehow...
Yeah, are they using Bitcoin? Have the FBI looked into Bitcoin?
Okay.
Are you funding your family? Are you funding him through Bitcoin? That's a good question that I haven't heard anybody ask.
Okay. All right. What else? Already found.
Here's a big one. This is the one I had yesterday that I went live about last night. You left your son in the middle of a swamp with, it was Jen that said it. Thank you. I couldn't remember who said it. I knew it was somebody. What kind of parent leaves their son in a swamp area with no car and no phone and takes his only means of communication home with them? How do you expect anybody to believe that you don't know where your son is?
Oh yeah, we've definitely addressed that. Oh yeah. We've definitely. I think Andrew must have said it twice.
What did he say?
But basically, you really expect us to believe that you guys went camping? They think that it was a going away trip.
No, but it definitely was. I've said that too. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when they went to pick up his car at the reserve. They physically went to pick up his car. Why would you leave your son in this swamp with no car and no phone? Think about it. What parent is going to do that to their kid? If you don't know where he is and you want to claim you don't know where he is, then please tell me how you would do that to your own son. You would leave the car there or move it to a spot because, you want your son. What if he got hit over the head? What if it's amnesia? What if, he sees the car and he'll know where it is? They automatically went to pick up his car, which had his phone in it, and they just took it home. Well, how the fuck is your son going to get home? It was very, very weird. Oh, I agree that camping trip was a was a final goodbye. I do believe that. Molly, you there?
Yeah.
Oh. But a couple of questions I can answer in chat, guys. And just so you guys know, once you plead the fifth, you plead the fifth. That's it. There is no more. You can't talk at all. As far as not giving the items back to the family, I don't think they can legally. Because once you open up that can of worms, you're opening it up. I'm pretty sure the FBI or their lawyer said don't give anything. You got to keep everything as is. They couldn't leave it there because then they would have to answer to the police. But I'm just saying, they know where their son is. I'm telling you they do. Hey, Julie. When they went to get the car, they knew he wasn't coming back. Exactly. They knew he wasn't coming back because no parent is going to do that. You're not going to just leave your kid in the swamp with no sign of him, no car, no phone. You would have called immediately. You would have called the police immediately, not 2 days later. So they know where he is, or at least have an idea. And they're communicating with him somehow. But how the FBI has not found him? I guess they're smarter than the FBI.
Yeah.
But honestly, what do I think about the FBI? I think the FBI was tracking the wrong person. I think they were tracking this fugitive they found. And all their data was about him, not about Brian. And that's just pure luck. I mean, the odds that a fugitive is going to be on the run in the exact same place that we're looking for your son. But all their technology and everything else, and they couldn't even catch this fugitive. Doug had to. Come on. Do you want anything about Brian's dad's export overseas? I have no idea, Nikki. You can ask that, Molly. His dad's export overseas export company. They didn't want the car to be towed away, let him hitchhike back. I'm just saying, though. It's just odd. No parent in their right mind is just going to leave their kid like that.
That's something in my email. It says, my daughter has been friends with Roberta and the Laundrie family since she and Roberta worked together for Suffolk County, New York. They remained friends after the Laundries moved down to Florida. Years ago, Roberta adored my daughter so much she wanted my daughter and Brian to get together. My daughter felt he was just too young for her, as he was around 19 when she was turning 30.
Oh, God.
Roberta began expressing to my daughter that there were just too many problems with Gabby. Not having gainful employment, sleeping all day, drinking, smoking herb, not being grateful for meals, not helping around the house, etc. My daughter tried being supportive of Roberta, working on having patience and understanding with Gabby. Roberta seemed relieved for a little break when they began their, quote, van life adventure this past June. Clearly, something went sourly wrong along the way. If anything, I've learned not to jump on to any bandwagons until the truth is revealed.
I agree.
I truly don't know anything yet. Roberta has not corresponded back to any of my daughter's texts or messages. I hope that the truth reveals itself sooner than later, but know that there's always more to the story than what the media reports. It's really a tragedy. I'm shocked by the entire story, but more shocked that this, oh my God, so I have a client, oh my God, she's going to kill me. That this isn't a client of mine, I just have someone come buzzing in. It says, I hope that the truth reveals itself sooner or later, but know that there's always more to the story than what the media reports. It's really a tragedy. I'm shocked by the entire story, but more shocked that this is the same family my daughter thought the world of, and now this. None of us, including the speculative media, can really feel any way about it until the truth actually comes out, and it always does. Someone on Facebook, and it's redacted. M-A. It starts with an M-A. That's not me.
Why would someone want a 30-year-old to be hooked up with a 19-year-old? That's kind of weird. And beautiful soul, I'm not making mouth noises. I'm vaping. You don't like it? Don't know what to tell you. Most DV victims are murdered when they're planning leaving or haven't left the relationship. Yeah, but she wasn't going anywhere. I still want to know confirmation, foolproof confirmation that he flew home. Not Cassie's word. I want actual confirmation. I don't think anybody's seen it. I don't think news has ever been able to confirm it. Not surprised the search got other dead bodies. I know it did get a few dead bodies, but they didn't get the fugitive. Doug got the fugitive. I'm a retired LEO. I spent 10 years domestic violence detective. I didn't know that, Poppy Cats. She may be something about lesbians. They say it's not connected. They were not even in Moab. Ever been on the phone while the person sucked on a cigarette? Exactly, Quinny.
Laura cuts down to the
What?
Laura cuts down to the chase.
That's it. Just that I'm going to take a big vape.
Recently. Oh my God. He calls his. So his.
Yeah, but Elk, that's a rumor. When did his parents confirm it? Her parents, nobody's gotten proof of a flight. Everyone's one chomping on gum. Good point. Where do you think Brian is? Somewhere in the continental world. I have no idea. He could be anywhere. Anywhere. Gabby's dad said he did while he was helping her with her YouTube in the hotel that he ordered. No, that's not what he said. He said he just ordered pizza because she couldn't order it. He said nothing about Brian flying home. Mom said she FaceTimed Gabby while she was in the hotel in Utah. Brian had gone back to Florida. I don't know. I think he lost it with Gabby on the 27th because she apologized. Dawn, that was my theory. I said when I gave the scenario as a psychic, that was my exact thing. Was that after the restaurant, he was upset that she was upset. He was freaking out. He was angry, and he strangled her to death to get her to shut up because she wouldn't shut up. And before he knew it, he choked her to death. That was my theory all along.
Poor girl. And a lot of people are asking about that. The guy, the two lesbians.
They're not connected. Brian is not a serial killer.
I don't think so either. I don't think that either.
Brian flew home to Tampa from SLC on August 17th, returned on the 23rd to rejoin Gabby. To my knowledge, Brian and Gabby paid for the flights. It just doesn't make sense. And why would she want to be alone? It just doesn't add up. I don't know. They may have broken up then. It just doesn't make sense. At least wait till you get home. Like, I don't know. She didn't like driving, so she's just going to sit there, drive home by herself. It just didn't make sense. According to the attorney, flew home, but I can't figure out why. Oh, what I was saying before, though, Marissa, her hashtag, they said, is the highest number of hashtags TikTok has ever seen. She's got over 1 billion hits on her hashtag. And that's the highest TikTok has ever had. See, Nikki, that's what I thought too. That maybe they were breaking up. He left her there to punish her, making her feel alone. Yeah, I also don't think that he premeditated her death. I really don't. I think he lost and killed her in a moment of passion. I absolutely 100% unequivocally agree with that. I think it was in the heat of the moment. Gabby Petito is the #1 hashtag on TikTok. I think it's Gabby Petito. And I know it has to do with Gabby. His parents told him to come home, and then they probably talked and he worked it out and flew back. See, that's what I think too. He left her there because he learned how scared she was. See, I don't think it was like that. Everybody thinks he's like this premeditated madman. I don't. We never got confirmation of this storage. It was probably just storage of her, when they went from their own place to mom and dad's.
I'm getting a lot of hate comments. What the fuck? What'd I do? People were saying that I went down there to be famous. I didn't even talk to anybody. I didn't do anything. What's gonna make me famous? The only thing that's gonna make me famous is if I find Brian Laundrie.
That's true. That is true.
I'm gonna do this for about 3 months and that's it.
Good point.
I'm not gonna find him, and I'm not looking for him.
I'd be looking for him.
If the professionals can't find him, you think I'm gonna find him?
Doug found the criminal. Doug found that person. Strongly believe they broke up and he went home and then they make up and it went south. Yeah, I don't think it was planned. I don't think this was a premeditated anything.
I don't know either.
I think it happened in the heat of the moment. Like I said, I'm convinced that they had this heated argument on the 27th. He was really amped up. She was upset. She went back in to apologize. They fought about it. She was probably crying, why you doing this, blah, blah, blah. And he told her to shut up. She wouldn't shut up. He was strangling her. Shut the fuck up. She wouldn't do it. He couldn't let go. And boom. No, hate comments on her channel, I guess. There's no hate comments on mine.
Wrong. I don't get it. If these people think that they could do better, let them come down here and push me out of the way. I'll get out of the way. I'll go, hey, you know what? I'll tell you, there's lots of spas around here. Pools, shit to do. I got family down here. I can do other things. Trust me. Let me tell you something. My face is so red, I'm embarrassed. My lipstick matches my fucking
You lost an earring, by the way.
I know, and I'm very pissed off about that.
Everyone kept saying, Molly, you lost an earring. You lost it early, though.
I realized on the plane, and the thing is I had a sweater wrapped around my waist. The plane was freezing.
Yeah.
Thank God I put the sweater. I didn't check in until 9 o'clock, 5 to 9. I was there for almost 12 hours in the sun.
Wow.
Sweating. Almost 12 hours. So you're going to fucking, if anyone's going to sit there and say that they can do better, I want to see them try.
Don't let them get to you.
No. You know what? What gets to me is the selfishness and the fucking greed. That's what's getting to me. Everyone's stealing all this. Everybody's making fucking money. I'm not making shit. And if anything, only me and what's his name are given to the Gabby Foundation, Judy Grant. Like, this is, like, unfair, and everybody's being so greedy about it. Like, listen, none of us are going to be the king and queen of this case. There's no one that was first. There's no one. And the thing is we don't even know how this is going to end.
That's true.
I don't like this. You know how many times I brought up Xavier Harrelson today?
A lot.
You know how many times? quite a few times. I brought up Summer. I said, there's other things that we could all be talking about.
There's drama with Summer. I'll tell you that after I end my live.
Betty Barnard kind of, when I was driving, kind of told me a little bit. I've not talked to Tiffany. I don't know what's happening, and
it went all day. All day. It might still be going on now. I don't know.
I heard it was between Q Carlock and John Q and Tiffany Marie. Tiffany has not called me. Tiffany is not. I haven't talked to Tiffany since yesterday. So I don't know. I have no idea. And you want to know something? All day I was getting prank phone calls all day.
That's terrible.
Because they leaked my phone. My phone was going off. I just left it in the car. And then died. I had no service. And the guy from Fox News was like, "Yeah, there's no service out." He goes, "It's horrible." He goes, "It's horrible." And that kid, white boy lockdown. His footage is very, very grainy. And the only time that I could actually talk, I wasn't really down there to really do videos per se of me. You know.
Yeah, but you don't want everybody else doing your videos.
You want to know something?
See, that's why I needed to come down. That's why I would have kept you in check.
Yeah, everyone's making money. Everyone's making tons of money off of me, off of my words, off of my. Well, look at the entertainment. It's not entertaining standing out there. It's
hot.
It's not just hot. It's oh my God, it's miserable. It's humid hot.
Hold on. Moonchild Pink said, I wanted to tell Molly if she needed anything, I'm not far.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Quinny, I don't know where it is.
What?
Quinny said, is a summer drama on cracking cases. I said, I don't know.
You want to know something? I think Tiffany is right. Money really fucks with everybody, and that's the worst thing about YouTube. I mean, it's nice to, get a check every month for the headaches, but I have to wonder if I'm going to stay in this for very much longer. I just, it's not worth it to me. You make friends with these people, and it's just sick. It's just sick. I'm tired of it. You make friends with everybody, and everything comes down to money, and everybody's so competitive, and people don't realize there's hundreds of millions of channels.
Mm-hmm. That's why you don't compete with anybody. The only person I compete with is myself.
It should be yourself. Honestly, always be your own best critic and your worst critic.
Absolutely.
That's how it goes. And you want to know something? You have to fuck up, Laura. I have to fuck up, Laura. It's the only way we're going to learn.
That's true.
I don't have a history of showing up at protests and knowing what to say and getting people to crack. I don't do it. I'm going off of emotions. And even the cop said, when he goes, one of the things that we learn as cops is we cannot be emotional when it comes to these things. And
I told you this. I've been telling you this forever.
Yeah, you say it all the time. But
no, I said you cannot be emotional. You can't attach yourself to a case.
He didn't say attach myself. He said that my actions are emotionally driving people, emotionally driven, and that it's upsetting, and that people here have their own problems. He goes, we don't see, he goes, we've had a lot of things happen here. He goes, you just have to learn to separate your emotions. And I'm like, yeah, can you tell me how to do that? He's like, well, no, I can't really tell you how to do that. But it was just, how can you not get emotional? Like, there are pictures everywhere, and that family treated the poor girl like shit. No matter what she did, she didn't deserve to be left in the woods, in a ditch, however she was left.
I agree.
And I don't care what she said, what she did. That was terrible. And you want to know something? I have to question my friggin' sanity at this point as to why I came down here a second time. I really should just, like, go to the spot tomorrow and just be like, dude, how about I dedicate 2 hours a day at the laundry's house?
See,
and then
this is what I'd like to see you do. And if I could have got down there, this is what I would have done. I'm kind of on the same wave with Vinny. Are the cops there all the time?
No.
Okay. So what you should do, turn this around. Interview Brian Enton. Interview the news reporters that are there. Don't worry so much about, like, people saying, oh, I can't picture you screaming. I wouldn't be screaming. I would be interviewing the news people. I would go to the neighbors and casually find one outside. I wouldn't interrupt their life, but I would casually find one outside and I would speak to them, you know, like, hey, how has this affected you? How is all of this? Like, that to me is way more interesting, but that's just me. But I would definitely interview the news reporters.
Well, the woman that I spoke to from across the street, I told her, I said, I'm not recording. She was like, I don't care. It was interesting for her to say, you know, when I was listening to her, it was interesting when she said, you know, people don't realize they just come by and they snap their pictures, and she goes, I can't believe that it's directly across from my house. And then also there was a woman that came. She had these big brown sunglasses on, and she was crying. And I said, oh my gosh, are you okay? And she was like, no. She was like, I have a good husband now, but her story really gets me because I was in a relationship similar to her, and he did strangle me, and I know what it's like to be in that control. And then another woman said, yeah, where are all the Me Too women now? And I was like, oh gosh, here we go. It was all over the place. We had young girls coming up. Two girls came up the street, and the cops were like, how are you? He goes, do you guys need help? She goes, no, we live down the street, but we agree with her. And I was like, oh, thank you. Well, the thing is you have to remember, every time I yell, what's happening is I saw someone at the window 6 times today. Last time it was once. That's what happened. Normally I'm like, Roberta.
But you also don't want to scream too much. But I'm telling you, you want to get some great content. What I wanted to go down there for is to interview the news reporters. Interview them. What do they feel like about, you know, being here all the time? Do they have families? What do they expect? What do they think is going to happen? Are they waiting for the first report? Like, tons of stuff you can, you know, find out. But that's exactly what I would do. That to me is content that nobody is getting. You know, JLR wants to pretend that, you know, he's such a great reporter, and nobody's gotten anything except, like, the best thing was you yesterday. I mean, last time you went down there when you screamed, but honestly, like, nobody has gotten anything of substance. I would absolutely go for that substance that nobody else has. Nobody else cares. That's what I would do. You don't have to take my advice. I'm just saying that's how I would handle it. You already have their attention. Exactly. And just, you know, kind of interview them, record it, and just kind of interview them. Find out what they're there for. Why are they paying $3,500 a month? What the fuck do they, I mean, a week? What do they expect to happen? Do you think Brian's going to pull up?
I know.
You know, I want to know why they're there all the time. What do they think is going to happen?
I I've already asked that.
And what have they said?
It's just our assignment. It's just our assignment. And the cops say, we want this to end too. And they also said that one of them said, when there was a bunch of us, that they had 2 other calls that they should have been responding to. And here we have to mark it off. He goes, and we have to repeat ourselves and say, it's their First Amendment right, their freedom of speech. Absolutely. They said that Roberta stopped calling the cops. He goes, it was that address right there. It was that address. And then that's when Andrew said, that's the guy that tried to hit us with the car. Wow. Because there's so much publicity and threats to the parents. Police have to be there. Yeah, but she said the police aren't there all the time. Hey, Gritty. No, not at all. Not at all. It's very quiet, unless I'm yelling. I mean, I can only speak for today and the other day, that one time that I was there. Like, and I left another basket. I left butterfly wings. I left quite a few things. I went shopping before I went there. Left another basket. I dirtied up some new shirts in the mud. And I made it said no justice, no peace. That's what I was holding up. And then hang on, you can keep talking. I gotta let the dog out. You can keep talking though. Okay. For everyone who's listening, hi everyone. Come on, Buko. There's another sign that said when I got back from the park, I don't know if you could call it a park or the forest or the wilderness, whatever. Oh my God, I was running for dear life. You would think Jason was chasing me with a freaking machete. There was a sign that someone made. What if this happened to Kathy? And I held that up. I was like, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I don't even know. But it does really make me want to, like, hang out and, like, chill. I can't, if I go back out there, my face is so red. Oh my God. And it's getting more red as the hours go by. I look like Carrot Top with frizzy hair. Oh. Cassie Laundrie. It's there. Oh man, I don't blame anyone for thinking I look a hot mess in these videos. It is hot out there, dude. All right. Back. Does anyone come forward from that Piglet? No. Other than not anything more than what we know already. Molly does have a bad sunburn. Terrible. Yeah, get some sunscreen. I have it, but it was in my suitcase. When I landed, I got the rental car, and I went over to the store. I shopped for the stuff, and then I had to take off my travel shirts, and because they were long sleeve, and put on a short sleeve shirt. And it was the t-shirt was the heels on the ground that one of my patrons made me. I thought that was so cute, and I threw that on real quick. Tomorrow I was gonna wear white with a pair of jeans. I don't even know if I can wear these sneakers. I mean, just taking them off hurt. It's too hot. I'll tell you one thing. I don't know how these people. I don't think they make that much money, to be honest with you. But to sit in this scorching heat, hell no. And then the cop was like, "Oh, what hotel are you staying at?" I told him, and he's like, "Why didn't you just stay at the Hampton Inn right down the road. It's right. I go because I want to stay somewhere nice and fancy. Oh, they got a nice tiki bar here. You know, they got the whole thing. I went over to the bar. I got myself a quesadilla. I had some avocado. Everyone was chit-chatting. Everybody was old. And all the palm trees lit up nice. It's pretty over here. I'm not in Northport, though. There's no way. Northport's kind of ghetto.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross.
I didn't like Florida either, Glow. I hated Florida. Molly, don't hang up. Don't hang up. But I am going to shut down, guys. It's almost 12. I got to be up at 6. So I want to thank everybody for the super chat. I want to thank everybody for being in here. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I will see you all tomorrow. Where's my 2 neurons?